Apple posted fiscal third quarter revenue of $109.42 billion, which beat the analyst estimates of $108.65 billion. The Cupertino-based company reported earnings of $2.02 per share for the quarter, beating estimates of $1.89 per share, according to Benzinga Pro. Revenue was up 16% year over year, and earnings per share climbed 29% year over year. America sales totaled $47.78 billion in the quarter. Europe sales came in at $29.4 billion, and Greater China sales rebounded to $18.82 billion. Japan sales came in at $6.55, and the rest of Asia Pacific totaled $8.87. Quote, today, Apple is proud to report our strongest June quarter ever, with double-digit revenue growth across iPhone, Mac, and services, and in every geographic segment, end quote. And that came from Tim Cook, CEO of Apple, on his last ever earnings call. Product revenue was $78.68 billion. That's up from $66.61 billion year over year. Services revenue totaled $30.74 billion. That's up from $27.42 billion year over year. And here's a breakdown of the following categories. iPhone, $54.25 billion versus the $44.58 billion last year. Mac, $10.35 billion versus the $8.05 billion last year. iPad, $6.19 billion versus the $6.58 billion last year. Wearables and home accessories, $7.88 billion versus $7.4 billion last year. Apple said its install base of active devices hit another all-time high across all major product categories and geographic segments. You see why I call it Big Mama, folks? It's unbelievable. Apple ended the quarter with $39.54 billion in cash and cash equivalents. The company's board declared a quarterly cash dividend of 27 cents per share, payable on August 13th to shareholders of record on August 10th. Now, continuing with the Apple theme here, Apple underestimated its own customers, evidently. Apple CEO Tim Cook blames the demand forecast issue for the Q4 supply bottlenecks. So you're saying that they could do even better? Apple's record-breaking fiscal third quarter is being overshadowed by the looming fourth quarter supply shortage. The surprising culprit? The tech giant underestimated consumer demand for its own products, contributing to a weaker than expected September quarter outlook and a sharp drop in after-hours trading. Now, will that turn around? I'll leave that to you to figure out. Despite posting its strongest June quarter ever, Apple expects its September quarter revenue, the growth, to decelerate to 9% to 11%. The company projects fourth quarter sales between $111.69 billion and $113.74 billion, and that slightly trailed the street's estimate of $114.84. And that sent Apple shares down over 6% in overnight trading. It's actually down, I think, 8% here today. During his final earnings call, outgoing CEO Tim Cook candidly admitted that impending constraints across the iPhone, Mac, and iPad product lines are largely self-inflicted. Quote, the root cause is not a regular supply issue. It's a demand forecast issue. And to be candid, where the iPhone and the Mac are both doing remarkably better than we thought they would do. End quote. Came from Tim Cook. How about that? Because of the limited flexibility in the semiconductor supply chain to secure advanced nodes, Cook issued a stark warning. Quote, we've got a quarter that we're going to be scrambling on the supply side, essentially. End quote. The supply chain crunch stems directly from Apple's massive third quarter beat. The Cupertino-based company posted revenue of $109.42 billion, which was up 16% year over year. We already covered that here for Apple. There was another thing here, the unexpected surge. Yeah, so this is what I wanted to get to. This unexpected surge was propelled by the new A19-powered iPhone 17 lineup and the latest Macs, which saw revenue jump 22 and 29% respectively. Furthermore, management expects the rollout of the deeply integrated Siri AI to sustain this high consumer interest through the holiday season. Beyond the demand-driven supply constraints, Apple also faces mounting macroeconomic hurdles. Chief Financial Officer Kavan Parekh, cautioned that a 2.5% foreign exchange headwind and surging memory costs will squeeze margins. Cook characterized the exponential rise in memory prices as a 100-year flood. Navigating these compounding challenges, will soon fall to incoming CEO John Ternus. Cook closed Thursday's call by expressing confidence in his successor, describing the ongoing executive transition as completely seamless. Cook's last day as Apple CEO will be September 1st, after which he will transition into a new role as the executive chairman of Apple's board of directors.